about an interesting topic today that I'd bring up, and curious about what you guys think. It's based off of something I've seen, well, I've been kind of noticing more and more. And basically the concept is that different guys, different types of guys have different viewpoints in regard to women. Like, if you had a guy who's a player and he's all actually, done more to abuse women in the past, their outlook on how to date is going to be different than a guy than, let's just say, a nice guy or a good guy. Their type of outlook. And then if you have like a guy that's a pimp or a player, he's going to be different. If you have a guy who's like a really high status with women, or he's a high status rich guy, and how he deals with women is going to be different from the nice guy, the player, or the pimp. And I think that's kind of important to really realize when you are dating, is to know what type of guy you are, and then what type of guy you are is going to give you an idea of how you are going to need to date. Now, you could be operating in your normal sense, let's say if you're a player or whatever, but once you turn over a leaf and you become a good guy or something like that, your outlet's going to change. But the principle of the thing is basically know what type of guy you are, and then you can look online and see if you can find a guy who's kind of been in your situation, and he may be able to kind of help you out in that regard. For me, we're going to focus on the good guy, nice guy, or guys who are considered that, And I would say nice guy game is a little different is basically different from everybody else's game. And when I talk about game, I'm talking about how you pursue women, how you talk to women in that regard, or how you should do it. To me, the biggest Achilles heel to nice guy, good guy game is choosing a woman before she chooses you. And when you do that, you give her the advantage in the relationship, because now she knows that she doesn't have to do anything to choose you, because you've already done it. She already has the key to the kingdom, which is what gives her the security to be able to go out and talk to other guys, because you already said yes. You already said, you know what, you've got me regardless of whatever happens. And now that's a marriage type of mindset. It's like once you're married, you stay committed, and there's I won't say you stay committed no matter what, but your mindset for a good man is to stay committed, sickness and health, good times and bad, all that stuff that, the vows usually try to address, But in the dating sense, that actually locks you in. I'll say it kind of ethically or morally locks you into a particular woman, and that's part of the problem. So my thought process in this is that you should not commit yourself to any woman that hasn't committed herself to you or is in the process of it, okay? And how you do this is basically you kind of friend zone her to a degree. And basically, just you think of it like this. If you are around a woman, she already knows you're interested in her, okay? However, she doesn't know that you picked her until you actually commit to her in spending your time, your friendship, and that good jazz. And just a thought, really there's no such thing as a pure, well, I'll say in most cases there's really no such thing as a male-female relationship. So I would not rely on that mentality or that thought process in this situation in dating. Keep it as you basically in a war kind of. Well, I won't say a war. Well, in a way you are in a war, because you got some women who just don't like men, and they take advantage of the fact that you do want a woman. Okay, and so, to kind of bring a little bit more complexity to this, I want to say that this is going to depend on the type of woman that you're dealing with. So know the type of man that you are, and then know the type of woman you're dealing with. Now you have the woman that she actually likes you. Now the woman that actually likes you is the easiest one to deal with, because they're going to commit to you, easily. I mean, they're going to, and they're going to show their commitment like you would show your commitment, which is they're going to commit their time to you and to seeking you. And so if another guy comes up, they're going to be like, no. They're not. They're actually going to wait on you to choose them. And in that process, they're actually going to be making an effort to spend time with you. They'll probably compliment you. They'll, if another guy, depending on the type of woman, if another guy tries to come up, they're actually going to show commitment to you, even though they may not actually tell you that they're committed to you. But they'll basically show, like other guys, they'll try to push them off, you know what I mean? No, I'm good. And then they'll actually direct their attention to you. Whereas you have other women, they like your attention and they like your commitment, but they'll never actually show commitment to you or imply commitment to you like the woman that actually likes you. And those are the type of women you got to kind of be careful of, because they're really just playing games. And honestly, once you figure out a woman is playing games, it's just time just to drop her. She's not worth your time at all. All right, so those are probably the two main types of women that you'll deal with. And then of course you got the women that they don't want anything to do with you, and they'll tell you they don't want anything to do with you. And you, once you get that message, you should just stop. She's off the table. All right, kick her to the curb. Don't even try to mess with her. Don't try to talk to her. As far as I'm concerned, she just lost her chance with you. You know what I mean? Forever. Okay? Those are the type of women, they play probably the worst games, because they think they're God's, gift to the planet. And so any woman that thinks they're God's gift to the planet is going to look down on you. They're probably going to disrespect you. And then they're going to still expect you to love them and respect them, even though they're doing all the wrong things to you. All right? So your game really is going to depend on who you are as a man, and then what type of woman that is, But if you want to play, you can probably use this to get a woman that's playing games, because basically you can use this game to actually make her look at you as a more serious candidate. Okay, so but it's up to you. But what you're going to do in this particular situation is you will not choose her. You will not imply that you've chosen her. You will not say that you've chosen her. You will not even give the impression that you care that she would choose you or not. Okay? And so you will respect her. You might even do something for her. Alright? However, you will not show commitment to her at all. So you're being nice. You're being the good guy without commitment. Alright? So they can see the potential in you, but they don't have you. And then to even make it even better, especially if she is around a good group of friends that she normally hangs out with, you don't just talk to her. You talk to her friends, or you talk to other women that know her, or that she knows, or can be aware of. And it works better in that situation because she knows she doesn't have you. And you're actually giving her competition, even though she might not really even have any competition. And I hope you guys can kind of grasp that concept. But you are basically making her, because if you look at attention as a woman's Achilles heel, she wants attention. But she don't want to have to compete for attention. And usually a nice guy doesn't give her the opportunity, or doesn't put her in a situation to where she has to compete for your attention. But you are actually creating a situation where she does, even if she don't want to. So it's game, you know what I'm saying, which I don't particularly care for to a degree. Because if you gotta play a game to get a woman, that's not the woman for you. You know, I don't think I think that proves that she's immature. So, but that's just me. But if you want to use that to your advantage, you know what I'm saying, to get someone that because you have, different types of women, they're on a spectrum. And some women just may be immature, but that you might be able to actually pull them over to more maturity using this. So I will say in that regard, because some women I don't think are just mature enough for relationships, and they don't necessarily know the type of man they need, and you might be that man, but you have to deal with how they're reacting in society. Because some women are just, they want acceptance. And that acceptance a lot of times is more important than actually getting into a good relationship. And so their desire to be publicly accepted can actually mess up a relationship with you. And those type of women, in my opinion, may not really be worth your time. Because they'll listen to their friends, oh, he ain't doing you right, blah, 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 and all this other mess. And they'll make you into a bad man just based off somebody else's opinion. And basically, those type of women don't know how to think for themselves. And what you need is a woman that knows how to think for herself. And her thinking for herself also plays into her being able to see you as a good choice and then actually choosing you. Because you do have some women that know you're a good choice, but they won't choose you because they have other options, their friends don't accept you, or some other garbage that they can think about. Okay. But the idea is to make her have competition, and make her have competition basically, or creating competition for her to have in order for her to take notice of you. Now, on the flip side of that, you are actually in a dangerous position if you are totally infatuated with a woman, because that gives her a lot of power. So, to decrease the amount of power a woman has over you, my suggestion to you is, well, maybe a couple of them, is one, never let yourself be fully attracted to a woman. All right? Now I'm talking about there are levels of attraction, or there are certain things that cause you to be attracted to a woman. Number one, you need to find out what those are for you. Because sometimes it could be she's got a nice body, she's got nice eyes, she's got a nice personality. All right? So if you know those are the three things that you need, and you're just totally falling in love with a woman or spending with a woman, you need to withhold one of them. All right? If you know if she's got a nice shape and she's got nice eyes, and the only thing else you need to know if she got a nice backside, then you need to withhold one of those. All right, before you can actually check to see what type of woman she is. And you must vet women, every woman. I don't care how nice she is, how beautiful she is, whatever. You need to vet her, because even though y'all could be sexually attracted to each other, you could be a good match. Some women may be just better friends. All right, you need to find out what your interests are and what their mindset is, and create multiple points of contact in the relationship. And the more things that you have in common, the better things are. And then on top of that, there has to be a reason why she needs you. All right. If she doesn't need you in any regard, then I don't think that's a good relationship. All right. Now, need can be based on, like, I don't think if a woman cannot survive without you, I think that's a problem. All right. That's the type of woman you can help her, but you don't never get in that relationship with her. To me, she's not worth your time, because she may look at you as owing you relationship because you helped her. And a lot of women, I think, in my opinion, will be resentful if they find themselves in a position like that, because they might not actually want to be with you, but they may be with you out of guilt. And I think that's a bad thing. And then I think once they kind of get their bearings and their, let's just say, self-confidence, they'll actually use that against you, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I think those type of women are very dangerous, and that you should stay away from. Any woman that you have to help consistently, to me, is a bill. And you don't need any bills. And if she's a bill, you don't need that woman. And so withholding attraction, or withholding all the levels of attraction, figure out, let's just say you got 5 things that you look for in a woman. All right, she likes anime, she's attractive, she has a nice smile, she has a nice body, she has a nice backside. Figure out which one that you can that's significant, that you can withhold to keep yourself from becoming attracted to her. Now, on the other side of it is, you need to find a reason that you don't like her. Find things that you don't like. This would be the second way of keeping yourself from falling for a woman totally, right? Because you don't want to give her all the control. Now, if you just totally fall and head over heels in love with a woman, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, she's got too much power over you, all right? And no woman should have that much power over you unless you have the same degree of power over her, all right? And the concept behind it is, if you look at these women, a lot of women, if they really, really like a man, that man can get her to do anything he wants. Now, she could be a Christian woman, she could be faithful, she could be a whole lot of stuff. But if she gets in a situation with a guy that she really, 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 really likes, she will actually go beyond her. She will do things she would not normally do just to be with this guy. And that could be leaving her family and traveling 5 states over and just disappearing You know, the parents don't even know nothing about this, where this girl went, and she's over in this other city with a dude that she's supposedly in love with. All right, she could have a baby with the dude. She could steal for this dude. She could become a drug dealer for this dude. She could become a prostitute for this dude. And that's the power of basically falling totally in love with somebody that is not good for you. All right, it's okay to do it if it's somebody who's reciprocating that love, but it's not okay for somebody who doesn't have the same love and care for you. All right, so but you as a man, you know what I mean, as a nice guy, as a good guy, any guy that can be put in the friend zone. All right, if you have been put in the friend zone before, this is for you. All right, this is to help give you power in the situation. And ideally, I would rather you disqualify a woman than actually just hang around her as an orbiter or be in her friend zone forever. You know, you're the guy, you're supposedly the friend, but you're basically giving her husband benefits. You're taking her out to dinner, you're listening to her for hours on end, talking about her husband, or I don't say her husband, I say her boyfriend, girl stuff, her work. You're helping her with her car. You're caring for her like you would care for a wife, but you're not getting the benefits of her actually being a wife. And so that type of situation is a no-go. But this is what I was kind of on my mind. I kind of wanted to put it out there. And I hope you guys learned something from it. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of the other videos I have, and let me know what you think about it. But you guys stay strong, and hey, it's time for us to win. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to win consistently. But sometimes you can't just rely on other people to do it. So take care.